Hi, everybody. I'm Emma Herrera. I'm here with Brian LaFortune, one of our risk is key ambassadors, and he's here to join us for our Risktakers podcast. Brian is a 22-year-old content creator, influencer, freestyler, and semi-professional soccer player based in Miami. How are you doing today, Brian?
I'm doing well, Emma. How are you?
I'm doing well. All right, so let's
Chilling.
jump into these questions. So you grew up in Miami, and you were playing club and high school soccer.
Yeah.
What drew you to soccer, and what influence did your environment have on you, and how you approach risk and challenges on the field?
When it comes to taking risks and then approaching different challenges on the field, the number one thing I wanted to focus on was just taking my best step forward. In that environment, a lot of people really didn't believe in me as much as I thought they would, just because people think as like soccer teams as like a brotherhood, a sense of camaraderie. But honestly, it was very independent just because it was very high school soccer. And then for club soccer, it was just a really different dynamic. So I really just had to trust myself, believe myself, and then just tell myself that if I mess up, it's okay. Just focus on the next one.
That's awesome. A bounce back mindset. I love that. And athletes,
Appreciate it.
it seems like it's a really important thing to have.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's also like very important to like have that self-belief because if you rely on others, it's just a losing game at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Was there a time that you backed away from a risk, or on or off the field, and later thought, "Man, I should have done that."
I mean, I feel like that happens to every soccer player, especially like in the middle of a game. I'll say like for example, like going for a shot maybe 20, 30 yards out because you have the time and space, but you just don't have the confidence to do so. So I think for me, that's like the first thing that comes to mind, not taking that risk in the game, just not shooting the ball, just because I think that maybe at the time the decision was to be more smart. But looking back on it, I definitely would prefer to just take the risk and trust myself more and try to shoot the ball.
What kind of got you into soccer? Like, why did you choose soccer of all the sports?
Yeah, I mean, like with soccer, for sure, like the person that got me into it was my dad, like no doubt about it. Since I was like 4 years old, like he had me out on the field just like kicking the ball with him. But then as I really got older, it became just like an expressive outlet for me. I mean, like obviously life has its pressures, its stresses, and everything like that. So soccer became sort of my escape. And I just fell in love with it. I mean, it's more than just like kicking the ball. There's the fans, there's the games by itself, and then it's the fact that you go and then you become friends with the people that are on your field and sometimes even become like brothers with them, which I thought is just such a beautiful thing. And then also too, you have people that you don't even have to speak the same like normal language and you can click instantly when it comes to like kicking a ball together. So playing soccer all these years, I've been able to meet so many amazing people and I have so many new people in my life now that I can call my friend. And I'm also like really good with juggling a soccer ball too. So I realized that not only was it my passion, but I became very talented at it as well.
No, that's awesome. I saw a video of you actually on your Instagram teaching how to juggle the soccer ball. I was like, dang, that's so cool.
Yeah,
I love
that's
that.
like one of my friends. He just wanted to learn and then he got it really quick. It was crazy.
That's really cool. That's really cool. And you're an athlete and an influencer. So how do you feel about your influence on younger players and your followers?
I feel like my influence on younger players and like other athletes too. I think the main message I try to put out there is that it's okay to be yourself and it's okay to mess up. A lot of times on social media, people post only the highlights and never the lowlights or even their journeys. So everyone is always like playing a comparing game to each other. So whenever they're on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, they're like, "Oh, this person made this debut before me," or "Oh, this guy scored a goal that's better than mine, therefore he's a better player than me." I try to make it so that people can boost their confidence and believe themselves a little bit more because a little bit of confidence goes a long way. It's super important. So that's the message I try to convey. And whenever I meet people in real life that recognize me from my videos, I always try to tell them that they're a good player. So yeah,
Oh, that's so sweet. I think that's on authenticity that we really need in
yeah, of
social media
course.
right now,
That's
especially
like
sports.
a
It's so
hundred
competitive.
percent a big thing. Thank you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And what is your lucky ritual before a game or shoot that no one knows about? Something you do to kind of hype yourself up or just to give you some good luck?
Let me see, like a quick ritual before like playing or like even like recording or something. Um,
Yeah, like whatever kind of like it gets you in the zone kind of.
I feel like, what do you call it? I see like before a shoot or even like before, I mean, of course, like before a practice or before a game, for sure, it's always going to be juggling. Like that always boosts my confidence because in my head, it's like, okay, I can do it around the world like three, four times. I can put it on my head, I can put it on my chest. And this person that I'm going to play against most likely can't do that. Therefore, in my head, I'm a better player. You know, is it always the case? No. Sometimes it's not even the truth. But heading into the game, it's always good to have like a positive mindset, you know? But then even like before like a shoot or recording, definitely just like going into my comfort zone. Honestly, just like calling my girlfriend on the phone, like on the way to it. It just gets me like very zen, just very chill, very mellow. And it just makes me feel at peace before even like going to like a big event or like a place where I'm supposed to meet a bunch of people. So yeah.
That's really cool. That's awesome. Having that person you can just be like, hey,
Yeah,
this
of
is
course.
happening.
I know. Especially like when you're like nervous or feeling anxious or something, it's always good to call.
That's so cool. That's so cool. And this is kind of a bit of a like a future-esque to look at, but how do you want to be remembered as a soccer player and as an influencer? What's the legacy that you're actively building and that you kind of want to leave?
I feel like the legacy that I want to leave for sure when it comes to like the videos and like just soccer in general, I think it's just don't be afraid to express yourself and don't be afraid to be yourself. A lot of people are, like I said again, like too scared to mess up or too scared to like step out of their comfort zone and are too scared to even like believe in themselves because it's frowned upon, you know? Like when you see somebody that's like working hard or like even like trying hard, people just label them as like a try hard or doing the most, you know? And some people don't want to be
Hmm.
looked at like or looked down upon, but it's really important to just be able to express yourself in any way. I also think it's important to know that there are so many different pathways within professional soccer too that some people think it's like, okay, I'm gonna do professional soccer, and then if it doesn't work out, I'm completely done. I'm cooked. There's just no way that soccer is gonna be a part of my life. But literally, there's so many different avenues within media, within coaching, within training, you know, that like you can still be involved with professional soccer. And it's also like I've had teammates that literally like they've gone pro in other countries at the age of like 28, 29, 30 years old. So it's never really too late. So I think the legacy I want to leave behind is just believe in yourself and ignore the noise.
That's awesome. And that's a cool thing about the sport. Yeah, it's never too late to go pro in that kind of sport. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, of course, because there's so many like you'll like you'll be like a random country and then you'll be able to go there. It's really cool.
That's awesome. I love that. I think that's a great legacy to want to leave.
Thank you.
But yeah, so for the young players who look up to you, I'm sure there's a lot that look up to you, and they want to push harder. What would you tell them about how to take the risk and when to stay on the course?
I think the biggest thing about taking the risk is that if you wait for the right time, then the right time's never gonna come. If you just you wait for everything to be perfectly aligned and then you will go and make that jump, then you'll forever be waiting. So just do it in a way where it won't affect the people that you love and it'll only just be on you. It's important to just be able to take accountability, own up to your mistake, and then just do a lot of like risk assessment, you know, like what's the drawback going to be if you step out of your comfort zone? What's the actual worst that's going to happen? You know, some people are scared to even like post or like make videos of them like not even just playing soccer, but let's say like playing soccer, for example. People are scared to post them like playing soccer because they'll get made fun of like on their soccer team or something, you know, but it's really never that deep ever. So I think the biggest thing when somebody is trying to go and like take a risk or step out of their comfort zone or get out of the box that they put themselves in is just go for it. The more you tell yourself that you wait for the right time's just never going to come. Just go for it.
That's awesome. Yeah, just take that jump kind of thing. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So looking ahead, are there any projects or career moves you're leaning into right now that you can tell us about? So looking ahead, are there any projects or career moves you're leaning into right now that you can tell us about?
Okay, so off the top of my head, I think that's something that's going to be coming up that's super big is I'm gonna have a huge jersey giveaway just as a huge thank you to all my like followers and supporters for like all the support I've gotten over like the last year, year and a half, because it's been really honestly like super life changing. And I remember being young and not being able to have access to soccer jerseys. And I've always like
Mm.
wanted them. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that are in the position that I was when I was younger that I definitely want to help out. So I'm gonna do a huge soccer jersey giveaway toward like middle end of November. And then later to end the year, I'm gonna do my first ever one-on-one soccer tournament. So I've won like a one-on-one soccer tournament with Red Bull before, and then I participated in a couple other ones too. And that's a huge thing that people like to do. So I'm super excited for that. I'm gonna have people play against each other for a chance to win a good cash prize and to put their names out there. So yeah, it's gonna be cool.
That is so cool. That's so exciting. That's awesome.
Thank
Very
you.
cool.
Thank you.
I
Thank
look
you.
forward to seeing that. Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Bro.
So, our last question is kind of a silly one. If you could be any Pop Tart flavor, what would you be and why?
Okay. I definitely would be chocolate. Just because it tastes really good. That's like my favorite flavor for like everything. I mean, like if I had to choose a sweet, chocolate's gonna be the one, whether it be like ice cream or like I don't know, any other candy. But like chocolate for sure on a Pop Tart, best thing ever.
I love chocolate too, actually. That's my favorite.
So,
That is my favorite sweet. I don't know how people hate on it. I love chocolate.
what's your favorite one?
That's awesome. Honestly, chocolate chip Pop Tarts probably are my favorite. Those are
Real.
so good. Like I never get tired of those. They're so good.
That's a perfect
But
choice.
yeah, I thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. But yeah, but no, thank you for joining us, Brian. We're gonna have him tagged below too, so make sure to follow him and support our ambassadors. And thank you for joining us, Brian, on our Risk Takers podcast.
No, of course. Thanks for having me. Super excited. And I just want to say, like, again, like a huge thank you to like Risk is Key and Emma over here. I mean, like, little quick fun fact, like Risk is Key is like the first ever like brand that like was willing to work with me ever when I was ever like
Oh,
started like social media like a couple years ago. So definitely a full circle moment and super happy to pay it forward and be involved with this. It's amazing.
awesome. Well, thank you so much, Brian.
Perfect. Thank you. I
Oh,